Thank you for that piece, Jackie. Next, we would like to go to another segment that we like to call the Cable News Olympics. This week was an exciting week in cable news, if such a thing ever existed. Former Trump campaign advisor and guy who totally had frosted tips in 2001, Sam Nunberg, went on a media blitz spewing salacious allegations about the Mueller probe, the Trump administration, and the media before saying what we've all thought about Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
I would say, and I know you may not like it the way I say it, she should shut her fat mouth.
Now, to be fair to the press secretary, it's a little ridiculous to hear that from a guy who hasn't seen his dick in at least a decade. But the real reason he was the feature piece of Monday afternoon's media coverage on MSNBC and CNN? Because Robert Mueller asked Sam Nunberg to participate in the special counsel's probe. The form of participation was a subpoena asking for communications between Nunberg and members of Trump's inner circle. Nunberg threw a tantrum that would have made a baby at Toys R Us proud.
Ridiculous. They wanted every email I had with Roger Stone and with Steve Bannon. Why should I hand them emails from November 1st, 2015? Roger's like family to me. I'm not going to do it. That I've had with Steve Bannon and Roger Stone because he's an idiot. Because he decided to give an interview to Lester Holt the day after he fired James Comey, and then he decided to have the Russians in the Oval Office. You have to explain that one to me, because I'll never understand it.
Sam?
I'm not cooperating. Arrest me.
Something like this is so ridiculous after I went down there, after, by the way, I spent money on a legal, for a lawyer, and a lot of other people have spent a lot of money, and it's not fair. I wanted Trump to lose. I didn't care if Trump lost. I thought it would be funny if Trump lost.
So you go down.
Yes. I'm not cooperating. You're more than happy. You want to arrest me, arrest me.
Because I talked to them. I've spent money on an attorney. I've cooperated with them. And when I got something like this, and then they wanted me to go to the grand jury next Friday, and I believe they're trying to start a case against Roger. And the reason I believe that, Ari...
Arrest me, because I don't want to spend 80 hours going over emails I had with Steve Bannon and Roger Stone. Let them think what they want. Let them think what they want. You know what? I'm the first person to go out here and say I'm not cooperating because it's absolutely ridiculous what they want from me. Katie, should I spend 80 hours going over emails? Oh, Katie, did I ever communicate with Carter Page? Do you think I communicated with Corey Lewandowski after November 1st, 2015?
I'm not going to answer something so wide as this. This is so ridiculous. I'm not going to give them every email I had with Steve Bannon and Roger Stone. I communicate with them every day. Anything. Roger and I were treated like crap by Donald Trump, okay? The fact that I was fired for Facebook posts, which were fine, racially insensitive, do you think that would have cost us a vote?
I know. Hot take, but sadly, he's not wrong. After everything Trump said on the campaign trail, it probably wouldn't have cost him a single vote. Now, Nunberg's wild rant displayed displeasure with Trump's staff, a disdain of Hillary Clinton, and his love for the old man with the Nixon tattoo, also known as Roger Stone. He also expressed how much he hated Carter Page and the president, accusing them of committing crimes, which is exactly why Robert Mueller is investigating them, which is exactly why he needs to see your communications with them. Honestly, this whole thing is really stupid, but just like LeVar Ball, for a little while, in small doses, it's kind of fun.
After it. Now, Sarah Huckabee can attack me again, and I'd be more than happy to deal with her face-to-face. I'd be more than happy to go back and forth with her. I think she's terrible, by the way. You're not going to like to hear this. Your audience isn't going to like to hear this. But when Donald Trump took positions where he said that Vladimir Putin was better off fighting Syria against ISIS compared to Barack Obama, he was right. This was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, as you well know. Trump was more than... If Vladimir Putin wanted to release Hillary Clinton's emails, oh, by the way, she should have protected her emails, James Comey deserved to be fired.
He deserved to be fired.
James Comey was a disgrace for what he did in letting Hillary Clinton off for that investigation, and he colluded with Obama about it. If Roger and me were there, Katie, We would have had the Benghazi parents there at the first debate. We would have had Bill Clinton's illegitimate black child there at the second debate. And we would have had the women there.
Sam,
like
hold on.
Steve Bannon.
Sam, hold on.
I think that Carter Page is a weird dude. What do I have to produce them all my communication?
Are you ready to go to
it's
jail?
Ridiculous. I'm not going to go to jail.
How do you know you're not going to go to
He's
jail?
not
If you're
gonna
held
do
in contempt
anything.
of court,
He's not
you're
gonna
very...
do-
Sam Nunberg, remarkable. Thank you very much for calling in.
What's remarkable about this, by the way?
Everything's remarkable about it, Sam.
You called me, correct?
It's all unbelievable, I'd say.
What do you think Mueller's going to do to me?
I'm not a lawyer, I don't know, but I imagine, given the circumstances, you might be held in contempt of court. We'll see.
If I'm held in contempt of court, I have to send them every email.
Sometimes life and special prosecutors are not fair, I guess. I would cooperate were it me, but, I'm a different breed of cat. Sam, thanks.
Now, I am more of a dog person myself, but if I had to get a cat, I definitely think I'd get a Jake Tapper. During the 6 o'clock hour, Nunberg found his way to MSNBC studios to meet with Ari Melber, and Melber had a little bit of a surprise for him.
Attorney Maya Wiley, who's a former counsel of the mayor of New York City and a talented and knowledgeable legal analyst for us, your analysis.
Well, I'm really quite flabbergasted at the statement that, Sam, you don't believe that there is anything that you would share that would implicate Roger Stone in a crime, and yet you would not actually come forward in a grand jury and then repeat the statements you've made already directly to federal prosecutors in front of a grand jury. It's rather astounding. The way I've seen the subpoena, it is a reasonable subpoena. It does not sound like a huge random fishing expedition.
Mr. Nunberg used the word broad. Is your view that it is very broad or that it seems targeted?
It seems pretty targeted to people who are directly implicated in the investigation already by many things. If there are emails that do not exist, they can't be turned over and it can't be burdensome to produce them.
Let me ask you this.
You would probably assume that a guy in this position has already been receiving legal counsel and that this was unnecessary information for him. But he gave us this little nugget during his interview with Katie Tur hours earlier.
By the way, I think my lawyer's going to dump me.
All right, if you're telling people that your lawyers are probably going to drop you for what you're doing, you probably shouldn't be doing it. His interview with Melber was capped off with this interaction.
I definitely know my father doesn't like it, and my father's one of my co-counsels.
I think your family wants you home for Thanksgiving, and I hope you will testify.
Here's the thing, though. Isn't this ridiculous?
No, it's not ridiculous, Sam.
Is it November?
So not ridiculous.
November 1, 2015. I talk to Steve Bannon and Roger 15 times a day from November 1 to 2015.
Well, talking to them in emails are two different things. So they could subpoena your phone records as well. And
they're more than welcome to.
But
don't want to have to spend 80 hours going over email.
You'd rather spend possibly a year in jail than 80 hours going through
I'm not
emails.
going to jail. You think I'm going to jail?
Sam Nunberg, Maya Wiley, Barbara McQuaid, thank you for...
I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to go to jail. You think I'm going to jail? That's the exact same thing I said to the cop at Skeeps who took my fake ID. The wild ride of the day didn't end there. His final interview with CNN's Aaron Burnett took a different line of questioning.
Okay, so let's see them.
So, Sam, I have to ask you one other thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's an awkward question to ask, but, I've interviewed you before. You're sitting very close to me.
Yes.
We talked earlier about what people in the White House were saying about you.
Yeah.
Talking about whether you were drinking or on drugs or whatever they had happened today. Talking to you,
Yeah.
I have smelled alcohol on your breath.
Well, I have not had a drink.
You haven't had a drink, so that's
No.
not.
No.
So I just, because it is the talk out there, again, I know it's awkward, let me just give you the questions. You can categorically answer them. No, you have had a drink today?
My answer is no. I have not.
Anything else?
No.
No.
No. Besides my meds,
Okay.
antidepressants, is that okay?
No, I'm just trying to understand.
Well, look. They
What
can say
happened today?
They can say whatever they want. I don't really care. This was their big thing. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I didn't steal from the campaign. Okay, I didn't have an illicit affair with a married man.
The way that he responded to Aaron Burnett's questioning would be like if you got pulled over while drunk driving and the cop comes, "Sir, have you been drinking tonight?" I never committed tax fraud. I never stabbed my wife. I mean, OJ's still on the loose. You should be looking at him. You should be looking at him. With all that said, Nunberg's great day as an interviewee for multiple media outlets gives Michigan Time the great pleasure to present Sam Nunberg with the gold medal for most impressive one-day media blitz. While presenting the gold is always a great honor, the situation surrounding Nunberg's victory led us to create a whole new segment solely based on his craziness, and we like to call it, "Should they have put this guy on air?" Good question. And much like asking the question, is a hot dog a sandwich, it depends on who you ask, because I think so, but Joey Chestnut thinks it's a snack. In the aftermath of Nunberg's bizarre blitz, everyone with a stake in the media world offered their view of the topic, such as Samuel G. Friedman, a media ethics expert at Columbia University who argued it is not a journalist's responsibility to save an adult from himself or herself. And he rightly goes on to point out that if Nunberg was indeed drunk during the interview, it was still his choice to do it. And it's eminently newsworthy if a president chooses to surround himself with people who are publicly unhinged. Yes, if someone near the office of the presidency was obviously publicly unhinged, that would really be something that the American people should need to know. Now, on the other side of things, Andrew Seaman, chair of the Society of Professional Journalists Ethics Committee, wrote in a blog post that while there is no issue with talking to Nunberg and finding out what he knows, he suggested that they should have instead taped an interview with him instead of doing it live. But of course, it depends on what your goals are. Do you want to be a trustworthy source who can convey information to your viewing audience? Should probably have your guests lay off the sauce. Do you want ratings? Booze it up, baby! Honestly, we think that from now on, all cable news guests should be drunk. So without further ado, and with the hopes that this is the ratings Viagra that we're missing, we're welcoming onto our show our drunk correspondent, Michael Lovegrove. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Michael? Michael?
Present.
Oh. Well, hell yeah. Yep. Well, hello, welcome. Can go ahead and take your seat there. As I was saying before, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah.
All right, well, in the light of Sam Nunberg's interview, we wanted to ask your opinion. Should MSNBC and CNN have brought this guy on? Actually, let me rephrase that. Should we have even brought you on this show?
Listen, who are we to say what you can and can't drink before you go on air? I mean, I had a glass of apple juice before coming on this evening. Do you think that's going to affect my ability to be a source of news information?
I mean, I think I can say with 100% certainty we don't care that you had a glass of apple juice before this segment. What we and some other reporters are wondering is, does you consuming a substance that does affect your mental capabilities affect your ability to speak on air or on record for that matter?
Capable of talking on the record? Well, I hope there's a stenographer here in the house to take this down. We need to spay and neuter our children. We need to institute population controls. We as a species don't have enough resources to maintain this level of human beings that we have.
Whoa. I don't know if that's something you should be saying on our show right now. I got to stop you right there. I feel like I'm already receiving the answer to my question here. I really think we were probably ill-advised bringing you on here.
Oh, ill-advised? As ill-advised as making you the host of this show? Yeah, bring it on. I can take it. Let the hate rain down on me.
Yeah, like I said, I think we've given this behavior platform for long enough. Thank you for getting the point across, Michael.
Whatever, big guy.
All right, I think it's about time we throw to our midweek update with Sophia Lynch and Julian Poza. What's going on this week, guys?